Hi everyone, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. I just wanted to touch base with everybody and let you know that we're going to be having a series this following week on home preparedness, some things like homemade hand sanitizer and homemade ear loop masks to be able to cover your mouth. They are requesting that people make these and donate them to your healthcare providers, to your hospital. There are homeless shelters where people are living in conditions of close proximity, and any kind of mask like this is something that we can provide for them in our spare time. But then there's the whole homesteading, pantry, food prepping, canning, preserving, raising animals, all this stuff. So if you are looking for information on that, you can pull up my homesteading playlist, my maple syrup playlist. Maple syrup season is still on. We had a terrible freeze last night. We had snow. It was in the 20s during the night, and it was only about 28 degrees during the day yesterday. In previous years, we have tapped maple trees up until about April 15th, and you can bet that we are tapping every tree we possibly can. We're even adding some this year so that we can have that maple syrup for sale. It is a great sugar replacement, and we want to make sure that our friends and our neighbors have anything that they need, because you need sugar for doing homemade bread. So we'll be featuring some homemade bread. I have a batch of elderberries that I had put up in the freezer that we haven't turned into elderberry syrup yet. That's a really good high vitamin C, vitamin zinc, anything we can do right now to keep our immune systems up so that we're healthy and strong, and so that we stay healthy and strong. Remember to eat well, get your hands on all those fruits and vegetables at the supermarket that you can, because in weeks to come, if we're all locked down in our houses and we can't go anywhere, if the supermarket is closed, if they're not getting resupply, we want to make sure that we have for our family what we need, and we want you to have what you need as well. So several weeks ago, I posted a video about garden and seed planning and planting. So we've already started some indoor seeds, so we'll be sharing some of that information with you as well. If you haven't got yours yet, remember there are several websites. I know My Gardener is a Michigan seed website that you can get really cheap seeds. They're very small packets, so you might want to go larger. We've always done ours locally, and you can get organic seeds locally through Menards, and they always offer really good prices. We picked up seed potatoes the week that this all started. So you can be assured that Bethany's going to be growing some potatoes with her mommy. And we've already lined up some filming for starting some strawberry plants that we picked up the same day. This is my fruit patch, and behind me we have different varieties of grapes. I have 3 different varieties. We have 4 different varieties of raspberries and blackberries growing here. Look for plants like this available through Facebook and Craigslist, because if the nurseries aren't open, you can still get them. So you may still be able to get those locally from a neighbor or like a Facebook posting. I don't know what's going to happen with the whole Facebook. We're making sure that anybody comes here, it's in our hay ad and our sales ad, to be aware of the social distancing. A lot of people want to help us in loading their items into their car or truck, and it's just kind of better for them to stand back and wait. I'm not sure how the whole money situation is going to turn out in the end, because I don't really feel comfortable handling all this money that's going back and forth, because we all know money is dirty. This is our apple orchard here that is in our backyard. We're going to be doing some tree trimming before everything blossoms out. You want to make sure that your trees are healthy and that they're groomed and trimmed. And if they are trimmed well, they're going to provide better for you. So cut off any diseased branches, cut down and burn any diseased wood. I've got an apple tree here. It got fire blight and it has spread. It killed one of my new pear trees. It will transfer from species to species. So, you know, it can transfer to the cherry trees and the pear trees and the peach trees. Just cut it down, get that wood out of there, and let it burn. We're in an exceptionally good situation, because we've had access for years to small animals, rabbits, chickens, ducks. I was at Tractor Supply last week, and they can't hardly sell the livestock that they're getting in. For the different varieties of chickens that they've been getting in, they do get regularly pullets. Pullets are going to be your young females, and they're going to be your egg layers. If you get a multi-purpose breed, then you're going to want to make sure that if you're in the city, you don't have roosters. Like in our local cities, you can have up to 6 chickens, as long as you don't have a rooster. Now, in some municipalities, you are only allowed 6 pets total, so this would include your cats and your dogs. So keep in mind that, because you don't want neighbors calling and complaining to the authorities that you have too many animals. So if you're wanting to raise chickens and ducks, make sure and check out the book sections, order the books online. We have always had several books around here. The easiest method I can tell you is Stories Guide to Books. They have rabbits, chickens, ducks, beef cattle, dairy cattle. They have pigs, they have honeybees. You can get just about any book on any topic. I'm going to show you some pictures of the books that I have that I use regularly. You can download a lot of these books online through Amazon so that you can have access to this information right away. If you are going to start chickens and ducks, remember that they need heat lights. Get extra bulbs on hand. Have any extension cords that you might need, because a day or hours without heat can kill them. The same thing with the little ducks. If they get wet and they get a little chill, you got to be able to dry them out and warm them up under those heat lamps. And quite often, those heat lamps will die in the middle of the night, so a lot of times we will have 2 heat lamps. Just make sure that you have on hand what you need. The most vital thing I can tell you, if you're going to be getting into livestock and this is something new to you, make sure that you have access to feed, because if Tractor Supply closes down because it's a non-vital source or business, you're going to want to be able to get the feed supplies that you need. So table scraps can only go so far, and if you can't go to the store to replace your refrigerator supplies, your table scraps are going to get thinner, because you're going to be using those leftovers up a lot more. It's a great time to be thinking about that garden planning, to be thinking about what can we do to be prepared. One of my biggest suggestions for you is to raise rabbits. If you want to keep having a regular supply of protein coming in, they get old enough to breed very early. So you can multiply 3 rabbits into 12 or 50 rabbits very shortly. You just want to make sure that you have the food supplies to feed them. So keep in mind your local grain elevators, your local co-ops. even support a local farmer. We're not real big on the prepping and doomsday stuff. We just were city people that moved to the farm because we wanted a different way of life for our kids. We are a family of 7 here with 5 children, and we want to make sure that everybody's fed, that everybody's having fun, and that everybody's healthy. So over time, we just adapted a lot of different changes, like cloth diapering and cloth wipes. Now that everybody's potty trained in the house, we can use those cloth wipes in substitute for toilet paper. Just make sure you store them in a 5-gallon bucket. You can dump in a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of baking soda, and that's going to help neutralize any odors in the house. Just machine wash them and hang them on the clothesline on a nice sunny day, and the sun will whiten them and help sanitize them and keep everything fresh and keep everybody clean. So keep watching the videos over the next couple weeks while our family shares with you different little things that you can do to protect yourself, to be more efficient, to start homesteading or continue homesteading on your own. Everybody, please stay safe during these times. Remember to keep your social distancing. Remember to be aware for scammers and people trying to earn a buck during this time. Don't overpay for things that you might not need. Do homemade when you can. And remember, your local stores are still having their regular weekly sales. So if there's something that you need, take what you need, maybe a little extra. A nice tip a local cashier shared with me is that if you get there early, they're restocking their shelves overnight during their cleaning processes. They're opening early a couple of days a week for anybody who's elderly or health might not be well. But you can expect long lines. Now, I lucked out. I went early on Thursday last week. We've been gradually restocking our pantry over the last few weeks before all this happened. So it was fortunate for us that we had made sure that we had several weeks supply of things because sales were going on anyway and we were able to resupply. We've never been a family that we only had a week's supply of groceries on hand anyway. So just food for thought. Do some planning. Do some meal planning. Have on hand things that you know that your family's going to like and things that you're going to need. But I really suggest getting some seeds, getting some gardening books. Learn what you can and get your seeds started indoors. So one of our next videos is going to be homemade hand sanitizer, homemade face masks. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next video when it comes out. And thanks for watching, everybody. And I hope this video finds all of you in good health. Bye-bye.